Yo, the amount of hype that is welling up inside me with those last handful of pages during this chapter. Okay? Fucking Amon on scene. Like last week, you can go back and look at my reviews around the end of last week's review. I was like, potentially, if Saiko doesn't go in, she might get saved by a third party. Maybe we'll see Amon. I did doubt it. I will admit that. I was like, I doubt Amon is just going to show up on scene this early. But the way it was done, that's something I could have foreseen. Because he was there for a second, he fucked up Shikore, and then he bounced, dude. The amount of information you can glean about Amon, and anybody that doesn't believe that that's Amon at this point, I can't fucking help you. I really can't help you. I've been known since the beginning of the mention of Floppy, since Donato talked to Sasaki about this character, since the end of the auction arc where we saw the silhouette. We saw the weapon he was wielding, especially when Donato mentioned to Sasaki, like I said. We saw the silhouette back then too. We saw the shape of the weapon the man was wielding. We saw his silhouette and his outline, dude. This chapter, 100% confirmed for me. I don't care what, it already was, but anybody that wants to dispute it, I have the facts to destroy you now, okay? Because at the end of the auction arc, there were a couple of people that were like, you know, it's Corona, she's cannibalizing now, you know, she's upset about Shiro, she's going against the Aogiri now. I was like, that's not a bad idea, right? That's not a bad idea. Maybe she wants vengeance against Kano for just discarding her sister like that and everything like that. We don't know if Shiro is alive or not. We don't know where Kuro's at. We haven't seen them since part 1. No, there's no way it's them. If you can't see it by now, if you couldn't see it back then, I couldn't 100%, you know, dissuade you except for the information that we had with Donato and Sasaki, you know, the information they have regarding Floppy and his movements, you know, and just the look and design of this silhouette, right? I'm going to get into it in more detail when we get into those pages, but that shit got me hype. I was just like, holy shit. And some people are telling me they saw the number 7 etched into the man's arm trying to indicate the Chariot Tarot card, which I have to go and analyze that more carefully. When we go panel by panel and go through it, I'll stop there and see if I can point it out. But let's dive in right now because that ended fucking my boy Shuu showing up at Rie. I can't wait for next chapter to get the dialogue between Shuu and Touka. My fucking girl Touka is gonna finally have some panel time. We're gonna see the dialogue. I've been waiting to hear her side and her insight and how she feels about the situation. Because for me, the way I've perceived Touka at this stage is for her, especially going off the dialogue we heard between her, Renji, and Uta at Rie, you know, a couple chapters back, after Uta, you know, met up with Sasaki, told him about the auction, everything like that, it was almost as though Touka's like, as long as he's okay, you know, I'm going to watch over him from a distance, as long as he's okay. Personally, for her, she might even feel as though he's better off this way right now, that he won't suffer in the same way as he did before, and what will happen. She doesn't want it to be where she forces this past on him, seeing who he is now, right? But I can't wait to get insight into my girl Touka's mind and how she feels about the situation as a whole, because you already know Shu's gonna come in. He's probably been working on the fucking portfolio, on the little diary of all the events that transpired forever. Something just clicked for him. He darted over to Rie, and I knew he was going to, you know, converse with Touka and everybody at Rie at some point, especially when he asked about Hinami and them, you know, a couple chapters back as well, just thought about them in his mind, and he's like, I wonder how they feel about this situation. So I'm hyped for that. And then lastly, Eto just fucking lurking, dude. And I guarantee there's 2 reasons Eto could have been there, and I bet they align regardless, because you can't tell me that Eto making it a priority for Aogiri to track down this floppy Ghoul, which is Amon, I don't care what anybody says, that she was not watching this man, and that's potentially why she was on scene in the first place. At the same time, she also knows about the movements of everything that's happening. Eto is one of the most informed characters in this series. She knows about all the movements that are happening within her organization. Of course, she knew what was about to go on. She wanted to check out the cues for herself. And that's definitely who she's talking about, where she's like, oh, they're pretty good. I was like, dude, she has some plans right now. Imagine if this is the foreshadowing setup that we've been waiting for of her, you know, oh, we got some new candidates for for Kano's one-eye experiments. Let's go. So let's dive into the chapter. Let's go page by page, because aside from that, those ending pages with that hype that got me, you know, and the Sasaki greatness, which I have to talk about, and the symbolism there, and the Battle of the Fuck Boys, which we'll probably start off with. I'm not gonna lie, Tokyo Ghoul Rie chapter 41, I was a little bit salty. I was a little bit salty because I felt, I said it last week, I was like, as long as Saiko's okay, and that's why right now, I'm fine. And ultimately, the chapter had so much, hype surrounding certain portions of it that I was just like, yo, this shit is amazing. Especially with like HAKATORI versus Mutsuki, dude. Beautiful, right? But I'm salty simply because I wanted to see SAIKYO. I wanted to see my girl go in, dude. And with the chapter title, The Ace of F, I was like, yo, is that... Like, I felt like I was misled slightly, dude. And I guess Ishida could have been referring to, Sasaki with that. He could be referring to Urie with that. I'm thinking since that build-up that I talked about last week, knowing that Saiko has this beast within her, that she has the most alignment with the Q's experiments out of anyone, which leads me to believe that she can access more of the F-walls than anybody else, aside from Sasaki, of course, being, an actual half-ghoul and whatnot. I was like, this is that moment. We're gonna see her flip her shit, because we know that her biggest thing is her stamina. Like, she can go in, but she has 0 stamina, so that's why she can't really be going in alone consistently and everything like that. That's why they're trying to leave her and hang her back. But at the same time, I know my girl is beast, dude, and I was waiting for it all chapter. And yes, I got to see Amon come through and save her, but dude, I wanted to see SAIKYO so bad. And all that happened was this fiend, Shigure, was about to fiend. He was about to just chew her up, dude. He's gnawing on her arm. He's inspecting her teeth. He's like, oh, you're kind of plump. And I'm like, what the fuck? Let's go. So let's dive into this chapter. Let's just go page by page. I doubt this review is going to be as long as, the last couple of re-reviews, simply because I already covered a lot of things I want to talk about. But let's just go through and get through everything else right now. This fiend, man, he's like, you're very cute. And Saiko's just like, what? Huh? And the man's just like, inspect her. It's like, just making, I'm just like, yo, I fucking love her, because on her face, it's not even pure fear. Like, Saiko's not 100% like freaking out or anything. Saiko's confused as shit. Saiko's like, what the fuck is happening? Who is this fiend? Why is he touching me, dude? He's like, oh, you're very plump. I was like, oh, it's about to go in. I just wanted to see her erect shit. We cut over to Urie, Shidazu, and fuckboy KANAE right now. The Battle of the Fuckboys, round 2. I guess we can't count the first round because we had Shidazu, we had Sasaki there. So Battle of the Fuckboys, the official round 1, ends with Urie's victory. KANAE retreats like a little bitch. Urie calls out to Shidazu and whatnot. Shidazu finally gets over the whole ordeal that's taking place in his mind with the trauma from nuts and everything like that. And Urie, all he can think to himself, once again, the chance for a promotion slips through the man's finger. He's like, I let him go. I had him and I fucking let him go. But you see the development in his next movement. This is the thing. Not only did fuckboy Urie, yes, he can't just drop the fuckboy title just because I like him more than KANAE right now. Not only did fuckboy Urie come through and beast in the fight, not only did he not utter a single word about promotions, he was just pissed that he let the man go. And then his next thing, after Shiraz was like, oh, okay, I'm okay now, let's go. He's like, now that I got the feeling for it, dude. I definitely think this is starting to foreshadow Urie's continued growth and accessing more of his ghoul side of his powers with, continuing to break through the F-walls. And at the same time, exactly the same path as that happened before at some point, where he accessed Frame 4 during the auction, and he started to lose himself. The only anchor that is both keeping Urie in check, keeping him from being blinded by his greed and his pursuit and his vengeance for his father and everything like that, and at the same time slowly changing him, I don't care what anybody wants to say, is Mutsuki, dude. I've been saying it from the jump since the auction. I shit Mutsuki x Urie. I don't really want this fuckboy to have my girl like that, but if she can make him a better person, let's go. And the very fact that he goes over to save her, dude, coming off of the auction where he was willing to sacrifice the shit out of her for his endgame, shows that growth. So Urie right now, I can't hate on the man. He won round 1. KANAE is the bigger fuckboy for me. That's just my opinion. That's how I feel right now. It could change in the future. It could change depending on how Urie's character develops, how KANAE's character develops. We'll see how it goes, alright? But I digress. Let's get into this battle between Mutsuki and HAKATORI, dude, because the fucking finding out about this QUINGQUE hunting that HAKATORI's doing, the way that, and I guess it's a he, dude, the trap is real, because, I mean, granted, we did see his face, it looks like a girl to me, like, straight up, Kori Ue, HAKATORI, some serious trap going on right now. Some serious trap going on. We're gonna bracket Mutsuki because Mutsuki, I've always felt that was a female. But I digress, dude. Mutsuki, seeing how far she's developed, seeing her going in with the blades and whatnot, she's like, I can win, I can do this. Why? Trying to analyze what HAKATORI's doing. It's like, why is he using the QUINQUE and everything like that? It's control with the QUINQUE is about the same as mine. Can he not release the KANAE? Just trying to analyze the battle and seeing how insane HAKATORI is once she starts activating both the Bikaku KANAE while wielding the QUINQUE, dude. Straight up on the, like, only the Qs really work like this. That's the only other people. HAKATORI is pretty much the anti-Qs, straight up, because only the Qs are dual wielding QUINQUE with their KANAE like that. And that shit's insane. I mean, granted, I'm sure Amon is going to be on that same status when we see him. Now, that's the biggest thing I have to talk about, the fucking ARATA suit. The ARATA suit is still on the man, but I digress, dude. The battle animation, the paneling, the pacing of everything, battle animation, the fucking paneling, the battle choreography in the paneling, it was fucking amazing, dude. It was fucking amazing. And we see, just as about HAKATORI is about to take on Mutsuki, talking about how he's like, I'm HAKATORI the Grave Stealer, also known as the QUINQUE Hunter. I'll be adding your QUINQUE to my collection on some fucking Mado shit. On some straight Mado senior shit. Just hunting down ghouls, trying to steal it. Well, not even ghouls. Hunting down, you know, CCG members, stealing their QUINQUE, adding it to his collection, dual wielding them with the. I said it last week. HAKATORI, I fucking loved him based on the mask design alone, the fact that it's tatara's direct subordinate. But this whole epithet, the QUINQUE Hunter, seeing him going like this, I'm just like, yo, fucking crazy. Urie comes in, dude, parries the blow. If it weren't for that, it would have been done, dude. Then Urie going, forces HAKATORI to retreat once again, dude. And dude, I love this dialogue from HAKATORI. He's like, that Rose guy, he got his big mouth smacked and lost, didn't he? I'm like, yeah, fuckboy KANAE orchestrates this whole event just to be the first to retreat and get fucked up, dude. Whatever. And anyway, HAKATORI leaves. What else we got? This is just the best part of the chat. Like, one of the best parts aside from the last couple of stages for me. Sasaki destroying everyone, the entire white coast, and Urie's face, the bottom panel on page 11, where it's almost like Urie's like, yo, where's Sasaki? Just what's the situation over there? And he's expecting Sasaki to be getting worked, like stripped, like he needs assistance. Urie's face, the shock, where he's like realizing, I'm trying to surpass that. You see fucking that panel, dude. Sasaki's in the air. He has the fucking KANAE behind him, the QUINQUE in his arm, slashing up these fiends left and right, dude. I'm like, yo. And then you get this panel with the snake devouring the Gecko, dude. Straight up similar. I know it's been mentioned before, and some people have been mentioning it online in previous reviews for this chapter. Definitely symbolizing, you know, Sasaki destroying and the vengeance against Yamori's clan, basically, in that sense, where Yamori was represented by the Gecko, Sasaki being this snake and devouring the tail of the Gecko like that. Oh my god, dude, Ishida symbolism. And I think it works twofold, because I was reading more into it and somebody was pointing out, dude, that before snakes shed their skin, they have trouble with their eyesight and they feel extremely uncomfortable before shedding, dude. And I think that also works in hand with, you know, the potential coalescing of the personas and, you know, the struggle between the personas within Kaneki Sasaki and what's about to take place in the near future. And once again, you know, the injury from, you know, Arima and everything like that, him continuing to mention his eyesight and whatnot. So, shit's fucking crazy. The white coats have to dip, man, and fucking Hoguro and Shikore are just like, yo, we're gonna be eaten. Let's go. This is fucking more to fucking. I'm like, yo, you guys got worked. And that's the thing. And Sasaki says it right here, and I said this last chapter. He's like, they escaped. Combined their rate must have been around A+. I was like, they couldn't be higher than S rate because Naki is S rate. If they're Naki's subordinates, there's no way they're following Naki and they're on the same level as Naki. So I was like, they're probably A rate, S rate at the very most, and they're still, you know, alongside Naki. So I didn't see Sasaki having too much trouble with it, but to finally see him go in, you know, and that's the thing is, we've seen him go in before, especially during the auction, where I believe it was, I think it was Takayami, I don't remember exactly who it was, who was like, his movements are so fluid and everything like that, is reminding them of Arima. We've seen him go in before, but other than, against like big names, he's been getting that work. Against, it was really just that Saito shit, but to see him once again go the fucking, is anybody noticing how fucking black, like chapter by chapter, his hair so much blacker than it was before? But I digress. that pretty much wraps everything up. We cut back to Saiko and the man's munching on her. I talked about all this. This is the page that I just want to talk about for a second. Page 15, when Floppy shows up on scene. You see the fucking footstep, and you see the armor plating on the foot, dude. That right there, instantly. And then if you look over to the right panel, where he just knocks Shikure the fuck off, sends him flying. You see him spiraling into the air, crashes into the side. I'm just like, holy fucking shit. And if you look at the silhouette, the man still has the ARATA V2 suit on, dude. He still has the fucking ARATA suit. Do you know what this means? Because here's the thing. We assume Floppy is a one-eye. We assume Amon has been altered in a similar way to Saito, you know, with Kano's experiments, and has become an artificial ghoul, a one-eye ghoul, and everything like that. We know this because, simply because you could say that we don't know for sure, but during the end of the auction arc where we saw Floppy once again, there was clearly said, I remember this, signs of cannibalism on the scene. So I would venture to say that not only is Amon, you know, half artificial one-eye and still rocking the ARATA suit, he's cannibalizing ghouls, so he's probably going to develop at least half Kakuja. The man is gonna be insane, and he's still wielding his QUINQUE. The power of Amon at this stage, like, I shudder at the thought of it. If you put all of those things together, how insanely OP he's gonna be. And you see this, man. You see what the dude is doing to Shikure, piercing holes in the man everywhere. And here's the thing that confirms to me that this is Amon, in case anybody wants to still doubt it, dude. Aside from the silhouette, aside from what Saiko says, where it's like, he's like, Mom, I'm this big black man. I'm like, the translation, dude. Imperial scans. I mean, I guess because he's fucking full ARATA suit and everything like that, his face is cloaked in the shadows. He probably has a mask on, although every time we see the side profile shot, we can see the kind of, you know, black hair that is signature of Amon. But his hand in this bottom left panel, his fucking hand says it all to me. It's super deformed. You only see 3 fingers on it. I don't know if this is a result of it being cut off, but it looks straight up like that's how it was. I'm not sure about what this speech bubble is supposed to be. This ABR boa shit, I have no idea. I can't tell you if anybody knows the significance of that. Is it an anagram for something? What the fuck is that supposed to mean, right? If that was from Shikure, then I really don't give a fuck. I can't particularly see the 7 on the man's deformed hand, but if you think about the arm that Amon lost when he had that final duel against Kaneki, he lost his right arm, okay? If he became a ghoul, like we can assume that he did, if he, you know, became an artificial one-eye, he would have been able to regenerate that arm, okay? It's deformed looking as fuck right now. I think that in and of itself symbolizes 100% that that's Amon, if you had any doubt. But the fact that he has the ARATA suit still on, that he's probably going to be Kakuja, the man is going to be OP as shit. If he doesn't take that ARATA suit off, I don't even know what to tell you, dude. Alright, so that's pretty much that. We see everybody in terms of the Aogiri squad meet back up and everything like that. And the greatest thing about it that I just feel like I noticed is that on this rooftop, Eto was there the whole time. Like, I believe that's straight up Eto perched up on the side of the rooftop where they're at. So that means that, like I said before, Eto knew about the operation, that KANAE was paying them to take this on and everything like that. If that's not Eto and that's just the crew and Eto's somewhere off in the distance, then it could just very well be that Eto was following Floppy and tried to track his moves. I don't know what Eto wants exactly with Amon, except that we know that she's ordered for him to be taken out, that Floppy is a problem for Aogiri right now because Floppy is going around and fucking up their organization. So, seeing Eto there, lurking with the little kid, that panel, the artwork was so fucking amazing. The giggle, dude, I was just like, holy shit, dude. I love Eto so much. And then that last fucking page, Shuu showing up at Urie, dude, looks like, straight up, like he looks tired as shit. I don't think it's like he's relapsing on his food game or anything like that. He's no longer the spirit. He has a mission at this point. He just looks like he darted the fuck over there with, he just thought of something amazing and he had to impart it on Touka. So I'm really looking forward to next chapter. The Amon shit was definitely the highlight of this chapter for me. That one page, the amount of information that I got out of that in terms of Amon/Floppy just got me so fucking hype. And then, of course, the next biggest thing for me was that Sasaki page, dude. That shit was incredible. The symbolism with the snake and the gecko. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It was too real. Mutsuki going in. HAKATORI greatness. I fucking love HAKATORI. Is my favorite Aogiri member that was introduced in this bunch right now. Just hands down, HAKATORI for the motherfucking win. And fuckboy Urie coming out on top in the battle of the fuckboys, proving himself even on this page where we see Eto. Kanye's limping off like a little bit. He's like, Master Shuu, Master Shuu. I'm like, yo, this man right here. I hope if he doesn't die, he needs some serious development. And that's the thing about Ishida. In terms of Kanye's character, me not liking him, at the very least, he's such a well-written character. I say this every week because I know I hate on the man heavy, but that's pretty much all I have to say about that. So that's pretty much it for this review of Tokyo Ghoul Read Chapter 41. I know some people wanted me to do a live reaction. You know, Taz and some other people were hitting me up saying that I should do a live reaction. I was going to do one, and I probably would have done one anyway, but since I was on vacation this weekend, as you guys are noticing, the review is a day late and everything like that, or maybe even 2 days late. I feel like it came out on Sunday, but I was on vacation this weekend and everything like that, so I read the chapter before I even got back, and at that point, there was no point in me doing a live reaction. Plus, what I was most hyped for, potentially Saiko going in, didn't even happen, so I don't know if we're going to do a live reaction next week. I don't think that next week's chapter is going to be incredibly hype, but we'll see. Either way, standard, you know, long panel-by-panel review style is going to happen regardless. If I do a live reaction, I don't know if I'm going to maintain this kind of review style on the chapter that I do the live reaction. I might just do a quicker review separately, simply because the live reaction will be page by page anyway. But we'll see. Let me know your thoughts, and I'm out. Peace.